Dirty Sports Podcast. I said, welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast with Andy Ruther and Joe Prano. Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast.
Welcome to the Dirty Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Andy Ruther, coming to you live from Cincinnati, Ohio, with my co-host from Port Hueneme, California, Joey No Chill Prano.
Hello, Andy.
Good morning. Good Monday.
Good morning. Happy Monday. Yeah, Monday.
Yeah,
Happy Monday.
Yeah, man. Here we are.
Here we are.
Just living the dream.
Dream.
What's the dream? What's the dream over there in Port Hueneme?
What's the dream? I don't. That's a great question, Andy. My dream. It's like I woke up from a dream this past week. Got back on Tuesday night from the bachelor party, living the mountain life. Just my whole life being like, get up, get a little breakfast, go snowboarding, have a little après beer, get to bed at 9 p.m. so you can get up and do it again. I'm not a Chilean miner. I'm not a ditch digger, but my God, getting just back to the reality of life has been a tough task this week. Take me back to the Mormon strip clubs of Utah.
Isn't that like the social media, like the Instagram post, take me back?
Yeah, take me back.
Like the basic white girl post?
Yeah.
Take me back. I want to see it. Well,
and then of course, hit with the I'm back to real life, and then I just hit with sports news. It's just like wrecking my world. I'm just like, can I just go back to mountain life where you don't even have time to watch sports? You're asleep before NBA games or NFL games come on. You're like, you're out there, you're waist deep in powder, and you're like, none of that matters, man.
Where were you when you got the news that Jameis Winston is a New York Giant?
I think I was here. And it was I passed out, so it's hard for me to remember. But it came through via a text from Mikey and and a friend who knew it happened before that text for sure. And yeah, I got to say, there was I'm not going to name names, but somebody in that thread said, I also hope we draft Travis Henry. At least he can tackle when Jameis throws the pick. And it wasn't written by me, and it wasn't written by Mikey. And I was
I mean, it's great. He can catch the passes and tackle. Like,
yeah,
he is perfect.
It's a horrible. Is it the worst potential signing? No, but it's a horrible signing in my opinion for so many reasons. I hate it. I hate everything about it. The idea that it's cheap doesn't make it better. I'm not saying that you have to go break the bank to sign a quarterback this year, because I don't think that the Giants are contenders. Essentially, no matter who they have to some degree. Obviously, if Patrick Mahomes ended up on the Giants, they'd be a contender. But essentially, with no quarterback, are they a contender? But Jameis, it's so bad for so many reasons, but mostly essentially the only silver lining, I guess, is like Malik Neighbors will probably catch a lot of passes for a lot of yards. He'll probably be like the Jerry Jeudy of this year.
No. You're way off. I am currently on Jameis 101's Twitter feed. By the way, he has blocked Dirty Sports.
Yeah.
He has us blocked, but I can still see his post. According to Grok, the AI app that's integrated through Twitter.
It's like you try to trigger me.
Well, I don't know. Grok is going to trigger you?
Just like now we're going to Elon Musk's AI we're going to for
Oh, yeah.
Jameis Winston.
Yeah, wait till you see this. Wait until you hear this.
75 touchdowns.
wait till you hear this. According to, again, some artificial intelligence, Jameis 1 says Malik Neighbors' stats with 17 full games, Jameis Winston will equal 148 catches, 2,040 yards, and 12 touchdowns.
Listen, Malik Neighbors will probably catch a lot of balls. Will he catch as many balls as the other team? Probably not, but he will catch a lot of balls. And that's like the one silver lining is, I guess, when you have like young receivers that, again, he set records last year for rookie receivers. You don't want that guy getting to the point where he's like, I don't want to be on this fucking team anymore. He's 1 year into his career, and that's what happens. Like, I think, I don't know Malik Neighbors personally. I don't know what makes Malik Neighbors go, but basically every young receiver, they don't give a shit. It's really typically not about wins and losses for them. It's about catches and touchdowns and targets and how does this translate into how much I'm eventually going to get paid, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So like, that's the one silver lining. The terrible thing is, like, will probably, like, Jameis has the ability to win games against terrible teams.
Mm-hmm.
And he won't win a single game against a good football team. He won't win a single game against a good football team. But guess what? And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. And every football fan or sports fan that disagrees with this just straight up doesn't understand athletics at the professional level. Winning 7 games next year is the worst thing you can do. I want to win 0 games or 11 games. Playoff team or 0 wins. Playoff team. Not, we almost made it. We were 9-8. We're building something here with Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston will win 5 games next year. And in 3 of those wins, he'll throw for 470 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 picks, 2 pick sixes. They'll win 51-49. And we'll get a bad draft pick where we can't get a quarterback. And don't even get me started on the idea that they're picking 3rd this year. If we take a Shadur Sanders and let him get mentored by Jameis Winston, I will be a Rams fan.
So, yeah, here's my thing. Where the Giants are, what did I say last episode? I said, dude, just punt. Literally, figuratively,
the Giants, listen,
just punt on this season.
The Giants refuse to punt.
Just punt on this season.
Dude,
go with
if they
DeVito.
forget, dude, punt on a season. They won't even punt. This is the 3rd time in 7 years that they don't have the option to pick the guy they want because they wouldn't punt on games. Drake May could be the Giants quarterback right now. But they're like, we want to get a week 16 game with Tommy Cutlets. It's ludicrous.
It's like, what's going to be going through your head watching Jameis Winston play?
I probably won't watch him fucking play.
Is he going to be the starter?
Who else would be the starter?
I think this has to come to just bring in Russ, guys. Make the dirty sports circle complete. Bring in Russell Wilson.
Here, like, this is why I said it's not the worst thing that could happen. Signing Russ would be worse.
Because they'd win more games.
What's that?
Because they'd win more games.
I don't even know that they'd win more games, but what would be worse is they wouldn't be a playoff team. They wouldn't be a contender. And Malik Neighbors would be like, in the first half, my quarterback threw for 36 yards. Get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Teammates, whatever you can say, there's a lot of teammates, and we've seen this just across sports media, across guys talking about him, whatever. Everybody with a brain thinks Jameis Winston's a fucking clown. But if we look at everything that's happening in the world today, what percentage of people have brains? 11%? So 78% of sports media and the players he play with love Jameis. He's so hilarious. 100% of people who have ever met or hang out with Russell Wilson besides Ciara hate his guts. And I'm assuming she hates his guts too. Just like statistically, Russell Wilson is the least liked man. He's like the fucking most interesting man in America. He's like most dislikable man in America. I don't always drink fucking Subway sodas, but when I do, I also have a danger witch.
Who would you rather be stuck on an island with is the question. Jameis Winston or Russell Wilson? Like who would, I'm trying to think myself, who would trigger me more? I think Jameis, like how moronic he is, would just trigger me more probably.
Yeah, I feel like with Russ, I'd be like, we should just go to separate corners of the island and pray to be found. It's like, that's a great call.
Jameis would just be thinking he'd be making jokes nonstop.
But then again, Jameis is eating W's, so he's probably eating poisonous berries. He'd be dead within a day. It's the worst. It's the fucking worst, dude.
What would you have preferred the Giants had done? Just stuck with DeVito, but like, okay.
I didn't even want them to sign DeVito.
God, guys, I'm getting a mental image. DeVito's agent with Russ. Oh man. Oh, how cringe.
Honestly, what would I have liked the Giants to do? I would have liked the Giants to trade a third rounder for the Bengals backup. You want to go cheap? How about cheap with like unknown mystery upside?
Yeah.
Jameis Winston fucking stinks.
Yeah.
He fucking stinks, dude. We live in a world where it's like he's the NBA equivalent of a guy who only takes contested mid-range jump shots from just inside the three-point line. Like the game has passed him by. We do not live in a world anymore where you can throw 2 picks a game.
Yeah, you just can't be feast or famine as a quarterback anymore.
It's just his style of play is antiquated. Like, dude, you're a great quarterback if you're going up against Dan Fouts.
Well, for one, there's no way he starts the full season.
Who fucking knows? Why? Because of injuries or because he gets benched?
Probably both, maybe.
Well, but why are you like? That's my issue. Like, if you're like, oh, we're gonna bench him in week 8 after he throws 5 picks, it's like, why would you sign him then?
What are your fellow Giants fans saying?
Obviously, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't fucking like. I'm
you
not
have been critical of Jameis going back to like
college
7-8 years ago
because he's a rapist.
Yeah, well, there's that. But I mean, like, he's on the field. You've been so critical.
He stinks.
Yeah.
He stinks. And again, like, no one's ever doubted the guy's like physical ability.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, I don't want a quarterback that wins 7 games.
I mean, it's insane.
I don't even think they're going to win 7 games, but like, let's imagine this season where Jameis Winston throws for 5,000 yards, and they do. That's the ceiling. In a world where Jameis becomes the perfect version of Jameis, the Giants win 7 games.
He started 7 games for the Browns last year. They went 2-5. He threw for 2,100 yards, 13 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Only completing 61%. You know what's alarming if you look at his overwhelming stats, especially in the modern
that he
quarterback.
Fucking stinks.
Well, one, that he stinks, but two, he just doesn't complete that high a percentage, which is fascinating for this era. Dude, you can't
because he's bad.
Yeah.
He is an antiquated quarterback. He's fucking Jeff George.
Oh yeah, I like that. That's a good comp, Jeff George.
He's Dan Fouts. He's fucking he's any gunslinging quarterback on a bad team in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. There's 1,000 quarterbacks.
Vinny Testaverde?
Yeah.
He's not even on Vinny Testaverde's level.
No.
Though. Yeah.
But, young Testaverde, he is 1,000 quarterbacks that people would be like, oh, puts up pretty good stats. And you're like, cool. He never has won a goddamn thing.
Well, maybe that's good though, if you're trying to tank, like I said. I mean,
but if you're trying to tank, then why don't you start fucking DeVito? If you're trying to tank, why'd you trade fucking Daniel Jones? If you're trying to tank, why don't you fucking just go, we're confident with the guys we have? They're not trying to tank. And you know what's proof that they're not trying to tank? They didn't even tank when they were 80% through the season last year tanking.
So you think the Giants brass feels they can make the playoffs with Jameis Winston?
I don't know what they feel. Here's what I know.
No way. I don't believe that.
Here's what I know. He's cheap.
He's cheap for sure. A lot of his contract incentive based.
You know who else is cheap? You. But they're not trying to tank. They're not trying to tank. If they were trying to tank, we wouldn't be in this position because we would have had fucking how many other quarterbacks?
What a mess, dude.
It's a goddamn nightmare.
They're a debacle. Giants
I agree.
They're a total debacle at this point. We have a call. We have an NFL call. It's from our number one Brock Purdy defender. Seems like he's
Brock.
Big cock Brock guy. Our boy Nick. Seems like he's done a 180. Let's see what's going on here.
Oh boy.
Boys, it's your Brock Purdy caller, and I want to let you know that I am now the number one Brock Purdy hater. Actually, I've actually turned. Believe it or not, he kind of pissing me off right now. He had a shit year, and he wants 21% of the Niners cap space. Wants a mega contract. I think he wants 60 to match Dak, and he can go fuck himself. That's how I see it. So I hope they trade him. So yeah, I've taken a turn. But while I was calling, boys, I heard you guys talking about the overtime stuff for NFL, and I swear to God, it hit me when you guys were talking about it. And the more I think about it, the more it makes sense. Here is the theory I have for overtime. If it's tied at the end of regulation, at the end of the fourth quarter, it just clock goes off and it's sudden death. You still have a play clock, but there's no more game clock. There's no more flipping coins, none of that stuff. It just literally keeps going until someone scores. So it changes a little strategy on your last score. If you're down by 1, instead of going to PAT, maybe you want to go for 2. But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong here, but the more I think about it, the more it kind of seems like it would be the best thing. So anyway, just want to hear you break that down. Do you guys see any negative on that? So let me know what you guys think. All right, boys. Fuck Brock Purdy. Stay dirty.
Okay, let's get to Brock first.
Yeah. Actually, let's tackle the OT thing first because it can be quick. The NFL's never doing it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The NFL's never doing his idea. The NFL, this is one of those things where the league, is hearing from teams and hearing from people. It's like, I think, yeah, let's that's kind of a cool idea. I'm into it. It's never going to happen.
So he's basically saying old overtime rule. Well, you have to have a coin flip to see who gets the ball.
No, he's saying whoever has the ball when the game ends.
Oh,
we just go straight to sudden death, regardless of what's happening.
Oh, well, that would definitely affect strategy.
Yeah, which would be cool, but they're never going to do it. That's in the opposite direction of how they're going.
It's a good idea. I like it.
Yeah.
That's a fun one.
Yeah. So if you kick a field goal at the buzzer, or if you score a touchdown at the buzzer for a tie, the other team gets the ball.
I love it. I actually really like it. So the Brock thing is interesting, and we all knew this was coming, and we've kind of discussed, and you've said some things like, are the 49ers going to be the first team that in a way resets this whole, well, this quarterback got this, or then this quarterback gets this, in a way resets the market, because they weren't good last year. A lot of guys were hurt. So to me, that doesn't bode well for Brock deserving $60 million. Look, I think Brock's a good quarterback. He's not a $60 million quarterback.
No. But really, who is?
True.
2 guys? Maybe.
I mean, let's just look right now. Let's just look right now. See the quarterbacks. Let's look at these big contracts and let's see if these guys have been earning it. You have Dak.
Well, this is why his agent is going to say these things and do these things, when really, again, the answer should be, oh, you want Dak money. The Cowboys stink because of Dak's money. So we don't want to fucking stink. We don't want to we don't want to put ourselves in a position where now we can't compete because we have a mid-tier quarterback making $60 million. This is what I would say if I was the Niners GM. You are here arguing Brock Purdy is Dak. And I am here agreeing with you and telling you my job is to keep this franchise from becoming the Dallas Cowboys. So thank you for your long-winded presentation and your PowerPoint about how Brock Purdy is Dak. I will get a samurai sword and cut open my sternum from cock to mouth and bleed out on this table before I sign Dak Prescott to Dak Prescott's deal with the 49ers. So I'm going to go now, and you guys come back when you have a better strategy. Then why don't you turn your team into the Dallas Cowboys, who have not won anything since the internet existed?
So here's a fun little fact as I pull it up. Of the top 10 paid quarterbacks last year, only 3 won playoff games. That's kind of an interesting stat. Only 3. Josh Allen,
Patrick Mahomes, Matthew Stafford.
Patrick Mahomes isn't even,
he's not in the top 10.
What year is this? I'm just pulling up. Dude, I always get confused. This would be this year's. No, unless this is inaccurate that he's making $45 million this year, he wouldn't put him in the top 10. It'd be Lamar, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen. But look at this. Dak, number 1, didn't make playoffs. Burrow, number 2, didn't make playoffs. Josh Allen, number 3. Jordan Love, number 4, didn't win a playoff game. Trevor Lawrence, number 5, didn't make the playoffs. It's like, I don't know. It's just Tua, number 6. That's what you don't want to become. You don't want to become Tua. You don't want to become the Miami Dolphins as well. They gave Tua that money. Tua's never won a playoff game. I felt that they would maybe not do this. But from the things George Lynch is saying, I don't know, man. Just throw him some money. Don't throw him all of them.
Is George Lynch the old small forward from the University of North Carolina?
I realized I was like, Joe played for the Lakers too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Joe. What's Lynch? John Lynch. I'm just gonna call that baby brain right there.
That's okay. It happens all the time.
Yeah, I was doing it before I had kids. That's true. I mean,
listen.
What do we do here? What do we do though? Like, what's the move?
The move is, to me, if I'm the 49ers GM, my move is, here's the deal. This is what we have to offer you. I mean, at this point, it's crazy, but like Brock Purdy's probably, in my opinion, like when you consider the NFL salary cap and what guys are getting paid and whatever, like a $30 million a year quarterback, which is insane to think about. But like probably, I'd be like, here you go. 3 years, $93 million. First, whatever guaranteed. You get the first year guaranteed, or you get the first year and a half guaranteed, whatever it is. That's your offer. If you don't like it, go get it from somewhere else.
Yeah, and I agree with that.
Because guess what? There's 15 teams out there that want to kill themselves for signing their Brock Purdy to the deal that you want. So they're not about to do it again. Everybody else has a quarterback. Where are you going for this deal?
So if I'm the Niners,
going to the Cowboys and being like, hey, you already got your Dak. You want another one?
If I'm the Niners, I say, look, you've played fine. You also did. You didn't do anything Jimmy Garoppolo didn't do. Sorry, that's the truth. Like, I guess his numbers are better. The goal is to win Super Bowls.
Except, yeah, I guess.
My point is, Jimmy G got them to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy got them to the Super Bowl. They both lost.
Yeah.
Purdy's numbers are definitely better. But my argument for bringing that up, if I'm the San Francisco 49ers, I say, dude, are we any better off than we were with Jimmy G? I'll straight up answer, no. I just don't think you are as a team.
And guess what? Maybe you are, but we're not better than like what were we last year?
But that's my point.
Well, all my weapons were. It's like, yeah, this is why we're not paying you.
Yeah, it's part of the argument. Exactly.
Yeah.
Use it against him.
Yeah.
And I think we both agree. Like, I think Purdy's
if you had a healthy Debo and you had a healthy
Christian McCaffrey
and you had a healthy everybody else, then guess what I would do? If I had all those guys healthy right now, guess what I would do? I would not samurai sword my own stomach. I would chop off your head and leave it on this table. And then I would spend the last pick in the NFL draft on whatever quarterback's available. And then I'd get him to lose his fucking mind over the next 3 years. And then I'd fire him into the sun when he wants $60 million. You were the last pick in the draft, bro.
And again, it doesn't mean I think Purdy's nice. I'm not calling Brock Purdy dog shit. We talk about this all the time. It matters where you go. You're going to a grade A, an A+ organization in the Niners. Go to Oakland, or I'm sorry, go to Las Vegas. Go to the Raiders. Go to the Browns. Let's see how good you are, Brock. I just don't think you're going to be anything. You're just not.
But more importantly, you're not getting that money anywhere else.
Yeah.
It's up. The fucking who's signing you?
At this point, who? I don't know. I don't think the Steelers are making a pull. Like, who needs a QB still? The Steelers?
Not at that money.
Not that money. Yeah. The problem is these contracts, they're just so bloated. They're just so inflated. These QB contracts. Nobody has stepped up and said no. At this point, nobody's said we're not going to pay you.
That's not necessarily true, right? The Steelers haven't stepped up and said they Fields is gone. They're not re-signing Russ as of yet.
Yeah.
The Vikings let Darnold go.
True.
Like there are teams out there that are, the Giants signed a cheap Jameis Winston. That's the argument. He's cheap.
Yeah.
Teams are getting a little bit smarter because, again, this is why I have all the leverage when you come in, when you're Brock Purdy and you come in and you demand Dak money. You're here. Like,
which by the way, is
your argument for why you deserve this money is my argument for why you don't.
I was just going to say,
I under no circumstance, the only thing I don't want to be is the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
I want to stink and overpay my quarterback.
Yeah.
I just raged on Jameis Winston. But the Giants are going to stink and not overpay their quarterback. The Cowboys are going to stink and overpay their quarterback.
Yeah. It's crazy, though, because the Niners are still right there if you look at the Vegas odds. After a big down year, they're still right there to make the Super Bowl, to win the conference. So there's still a lot of optimism around them as far as from the betting odds.
Because they've done a good job building teams.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting. Can we talk about Tiger? Let's get a little Tiger Woods talk here at the Dirty Sports Podcast.
Love it. I sent it to you this morning. You had already seen it.
Oh yeah. I was up, bright and early, as we are over here with the kiddos, and taking my nice morning dump. And I said, it's popped up right on my feed. Here we are. Tiger and his new lady.
Which I didn't even know half the story of. I literally sent it to you and I said, at this time, we would appreciate our privacy for all those close to our hearts.
Well, first of all, let's go over the full caption. Let's go over the full caption.
Yeah, okay.
Love, he posted this on Instagram, Twitter, who knows, probably all the same captions on all the formats. Love is in the air and life is better with you by my side. We look forward to our journey through life together. At this time, we would appreciate privacy for all those close to our hearts.
Babe.
And he has this weird photo on the hammock too.
Babe, come outside. We're posing for a picture in front of the wall and we're posing for a picture in the hammock. The assistant's going to take it. And she's like, what for? For privacy. I want some privacy. Okay.
That picture has 25.1 million views on Twitter already. That post. So I didn't know this at the time as well. So I just put Tiger Woods' girlfriend into Google before we started the old Dirty Sports podcast here. That is Donald Trump Jr.'s ex-wife.
Unbelievable.
So,
and you told me they have 5 kids together.
Yeah. So, I mean, it wasn't like a 2-year marriage is my point.
She's blown out.
That's one way to put it.
To steal the fucking Doug Stanhope line from the fucking what's the movie where they all tell the same joke? The Aristocrats.
Yeah.
Her gash looks like a fucking somebody kicked in the side of a dead pig.
Unbelievable. So who do we have?
Well,
here?
we know she's okay with whatever drugs Tiger's gonna do now, right? Like
Vanessa. Her name is Vanessa. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, the whole thing is interesting because I know Donald Trump Sr., the president, has spent a lot of time. I believe Tiger Woods has always kind of been in that scene.
Yeah.
So it's very I call it like an incestuous relationship is in like I'm assuming he had spent time
with her when she was Donald Trump Jr.'s wife.
Yeah. They were married in 2005 and divorced in 2018.
Amazing.
So yeah, they were together 13 years.
Yeah.
So
Tiger, listen, for a guy who's won a lot of shit, I've said it before and I'll say it again. For a guy who's won a lot of shit, Tiger's a fucking loser, dude. Like, why are you all like, it's Perkins waitresses and escorts and fucking Donald Trump Jr.'s fucking ex. And
okay, the Perkins waitress doesn't bother me as much.
You're a billionaire.
There's something to that. There's something just like slimy that I'm like, yeah, I get it. But here's my thing about this situation. So who else did he date? Lindsey Vonn. You're like, that's got to be weird, right? Like again, that's why I use the word incestuous. It's like, oh, okay. Here's an example. Here's a personal example. I was seeing this is a long time ago, right? In Las Vegas. I'm seeing a girl. We're like nothing serious. She starts cheating on me with one of my friends in Vegas at the time, like behind my back. Right. And I had no clue. In fact, another friend had to be like, yo, man, I think they got something going on behind you. And again, it was nothing serious. Like we'd been like seeing each other for like maybe, I don't know, 6-7 weeks. But like, I wanted no part of that girl ever again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't want to see her. And fun fact, she ended up messing with another friend who all of us were named Andy. So it was like, dude, she went through all 3 Andys. Yeah.
Is this a fucking Newhart episode? This is my cousin Andy, my other cousin Andy.
You notice that 2 of my good buddies in Vegas, there's 3 Andys. And I'm not exaggerating. One was tall, one was like me, like average height, and one was short.
There's one shorter than you?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's like 5'4". Yeah. We had 3 Andys. We literally
she just Russian dolled the Andes.
Yeah, we literally all hung out together for like the time I was there. We were all teachers. What are the odds?
Let me screw open this Andy and get into the smaller Andy.
Yeah. They like people used to think it was a shtick when we go out. There's the 3 of us. I mean, there'd be some other dudes sometimes, but like everybody, girls would be like, "That's a shtick. You guys are not all
hanging out like you're fucking cell phone bars."
But like my point is, this girl, yeah, she went through all 3 of us. Now, luckily I was first. Not that it really matters, but like I was like, okay, I was first. But then I got cucked behind my back. But my point is, like, I didn't want to be around that. And there was a group of girls too. I steered clear, Joe. Tiger is like getting right up in that is my point.
Tiger's a fucking dork. Like, if you're Tiger Woods and you have your money, you know where you can go find a hot blonde? Fucking anywhere, dude. You can order one on the internet. Like he's a fucking dork, dude. And it's like I don't want to hear like, oh, maybe they really like each other. It's like, okay, the world's a big fucking place, dude. He's always been a fucking dork.
Yeah, I've never debated that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like everybody's like,
you can be a dork and one of the greatest golfers of all time.
Of course,
totally.
Yeah. But like everybody's like, Tiger's a fucking man. It's like Tiger's a cuck. Tiger's a fucking. She's got 5 kids with Donald Trump Jr. He's famous for coked out Twitter rants about his fucking dad. Like what? Like here's a fun fact. Let me ask you something, Andy. What does Donald Trump Jr. do?
I have no clue.
Nobody does. He doesn't do anything.
I mean, it's like definition of nepotism.
Yeah. Well, he's not a nepo baby because he doesn't have a job.
Well, I'm sure he's had daddy stuff, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, he just goes around. Like, dude, you're Tiger Woods. You have so much money. Dude, the amount of like hot blondes out there, and you're always going for like fucking Ernie Els' nanny and Donald Trump's fucking leftovers and a fucking skier who won a gold in the 90s. Like, bro, just like fuck some hot internet chick. This is what listen, I gave Travis Kelce some shit too, but it's like, at least he went for the bag.
Well, again, it's like Tiger doesn't have a history. Like that's his history. I mean, ironically,
a hard launch and asking for privacy. This is the South Park episode with the fucking Royals.
Yeah,
we're on our privacy tour.
That's a great episode. Look, like here's my thing. If you look at Tiger's history now, did he make the right move with the nanny? Like I'm saying, like, was his best move of choosing girls his first?
Yeah, probably.
In comparison to all these other moves with girls. Like he might have done the best move to start out the gate. Dude, he wouldn't even know how to get. You're talking about an influencer model, or you're talking about like him getting on an app. He wouldn't even know how to do it. Which reminds me, do you remember the old Bill Burr bit?
He could do it. By the way, he could do it the exact same way he did this.
Do you remember
he could just go on Instagram and be like, "Hi, I'm Tiger Woods. I'm worth this much money, and I'm looking for a 25-year-old hot chick who hasn't been turned out by a cokehead nepo baby."
Do you remember the old Bill Burr bit on Tiger like 15 years ago?
No.
When he cheated. It was a funny bit. I remember seeing him work on it at West Side Comedy Theater, like when he was in its early stages. But anyway, the premise, and again, I'm like paraphrasing, so it was like, God, you had it wrong. The premise is that, like, in a way, he's basically saying when Tiger's cheating nonstop, he talks about his whole life, kind of like what we're saying, is that he was just programmed for golf.
Yeah.
And then the bit is that he's pulling up to every golf course and that there's just hordes of women throwing themselves at him. And that's his bit of like, I think he at one point even says like buses full. And that's the joke of like, which leads to your point. That's why I'm bringing it up of like, dude, you have your pick of anything that you want. And you chose the ex of Donald Trump Jr.
Consider yourself lucky, Donnie. She's with a black now. She's with a black. He's not even all fully black. He's a black Asian. He's so woke. I like playing with him. He lets me cheat, which is great. But consider yourself lucky. You don't want to go after the blacks. You want to be before the blacks. It's
just such a weird dynamic if these people are all hanging out together.
He drives a Buick. He doesn't even have a Tesla. He's in the Buick. The Buick's not a great car. Let's be honest. It's going out of business.
It's all bizarre. I mean that caption. We want our privacy.
Yeah. Want our privacy. Oh, okay. You know how you get your privacy? By not posting a picture. No one gives a fuck, dude.
It's the equivalent of
Like, there's so much going on. There's so much going on. I understand that he's a celebrity and she's, I guess, kind of like celebrity adjacent or whatever, and people are going to talk about it. But there's
they have been.
But there's just so much going on. I had no idea.
Same. Apparently, people have been gossiping that they're together for a couple months.
But my point is,
but whatever.
We did not know that.
Correct.
Because there's so much going on in the world. The only reason I know about it is because of your post asking for privacy.
He's the Karen who's like, I'm leaving Facebook, and they announce it.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, you could have just laughed. You didn't have to announce it. I know you're chomping to talk some March Madness.
Is that what we're calling spring training baseball now?
Jackass.
What is this March Madness you speak of?
It's been
Has it been pretty mad? Is it is the Sweet 16 4 groups of 1 through 4 seeds?
It has been, and this is kind of a discussion that I want to
I know Arkansas beat St. John's. Rip.
Yeah.
Beat Sestaro. I haven't heard from him since. I hope he's okay.
I had St. John's win that. No, the problem when I bring it up, I think there's a problem is that there hasn't been this Cinderella magic. I mean, just look at the squad. This is your Sweet 16. I'll just run down them. I mean, just think about it. Auburn, Michigan, Ole Miss, Michigan State, Florida, Maryland, Texas Tech, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky, Houston, Purdue, Bama, BYU. I guess you could say BYU. Not really, though. Duke, Arizona. My point is,
literally no mid-major. Not a single one.
Not a single mid-major. Not a single mid-major. Not a single mid-major. And I saw something from Jay Williams, and I was agreeing just with the video I saw talking about NIL is absolutely going to gut the tournament from this sort of thing, from the mid-majors, from the runs, from the Florida Gulf Coast, from the VCU making the Final Four. We've seen it over years from, what was it, George Mason 20 years ago making the Final Four. It's like all these wild runs, because once these guys are good, especially the transfer portal. So like, let's say some of these guys that are good this year on a mid-major, the bigger school just throws more money to leave.
Yeah.
So basically basketball and football at this point for college, it's kind of like baseball, man. Whoever pays you the most, there's no salary cap. There's no salary cap on NIL. It's a fucking shit show, dude. And
hate to say I told you so, but
look, I was always like, this system doesn't work. We got to figure out a way to pay these guys, or not figure out a way to pay these guys, but there needs to be some regulation, just like anything in life, right? You need some regulation. You can't just have the Wild West. And players leave because coaches leave, right? There's no loyalty on anything. So, we just saw it here in Cincinnati. Sean Miller literally came back from the dead after, shout out to Guy Lawson's book, Hot Dog Money, right? Former guest of the show. Sean Miller literally was like the centerpiece of an FBI scandal. Other people took the fall. He was basically blacklisted from basketball. He came back to Xavier. They beat Texas on Wednesday last night. He actually signed to go to Texas because of the same thing we're talking about, right? Xavier cannot compete with Texas NIL money. They can't compete with the resources. They can't compete with anything with Texas. Bye. See ya. So my point is, why should a player be loyal if coaches aren't? It's just, we talked about it last episode. Dude, people don't know. I was texting with my buddies and my brother. We were laughing. Like my brother goes, wait, because he doesn't follow us closely. He goes, Cal? And Stanford are in the ACC because they still call it the ACC. I go, they still call it. I sent him a screenshot of like the ESPN standings. He couldn't stop laughing. I go, dude, this is where it's headed.
What do you mean it's headed? This is where it is.
That's what I'm saying.
There's no mid-majors in the Sweet 16. All the fucking conferences have gone to shit. NIL, transfer portal. Again, I hate to say I told you so. It was already broken. You're going back 15 years, 10 years to when I go, college sports is a joke. And then I'm like, listen, I'm a player empowerment guy up and down, but I was like, everybody goes, you got to pay the college players. I go, no, you don't.
So what's the move?
At
Andy, this point?
Again, this is what I said. There is no move. This is the caller with the overtime rules. There's no going back. There's 100% no going back. You never should have done this. You never should have allowed this. I said 10 years ago, college sports is broken. All they did was break it more. There's no going back. College sports has been a joke for the majority of my adulthood. You're a fucking clown if you take it seriously. You're a fucking clown if you take it seriously. You either live in a place where they don't have professional sports, or you're a dipshit who has your brain blown out from propaganda. And you're like, I can't watch the NBA. They don't care. They don't care. They just sign up for the highest bidder. Oh, they're traveling and they don't care. Cool. All of your players are leaving all of their schools. All of your teams are leaving their conferences. The NBA and the NFL and the whatever, it's all fucking rich athletes that don't care. Imagine the Cowboys just joined the AFC South.
Yeah.
It's an embarrassment to be a college sports fan. I'm embarrassed for you. Mostly for the people who go, just like, you don't have to live in Arkansas. You don't have to live in Alabama.
Well, I think that I would argue that's way more complex. Some people, but they might not have the financial means to leave.
Cool.
From.
Guess what? Buy NBA League Pass. Grow up.
I mean, look, I think that's a little more complicated. It's like why people root for a certain thing, whatever. I don't really care.
Why people root for a certain thing. You know what you can't beat in college football? The rivalries. Cool. Who's still in the same conference with their rival?
Look, man, I agree. It's broken.
If you're not an Ohio State, Michigan fan, stop talking about being the best thing is the rivalries. Are Texas and Oklahoma in the same conference?
Yeah, they're in the SEC.
In the SEC.
It's a mess.
So Texas and Oklahoma will never play for a conference championship.
I don't think, again, the foresight, it's clearly not there. My buddy, I got a good buddy who had season tickets for both University of Cincinnati football and basketball. He dropped football. He texted me, he goes, I agree with everything you're saying. I was saying this to him. He's like, I'm probably going to drop basketball. It's like, I can't keep up with this, especially when, a school like that in the new Big 12 is not going to be able to compete. It's just not fun. And I know I always bring things back to the NFL, but that's why I love the NFL. It's like, it doesn't really, I know it's different. It's not the same. There's not hundreds of schools and there's only 32 teams. But the point is, you have a shot. Teams can go from, you did just see it. You see it all the time. You've seen it with the Lions recently. You've seen it with the Bengals. Like
let's just take college basketball. The quality, I've been talking about this for a decade. The quality of college basketball is horrific. It's bad basketball. Factually, it's bad basketball. It's worse than good high school basketball. It's way worse than the NBA. It's bad basketball for all of the reasons that we just talked about. All the big time schools, the guys are going there for a couple of years. They're going to the NBA. No one fucking learns to play the game. They're there to showcase themselves. Mid-majors are over. Now, if you're good, you're leaving. So now you don't even have good basketball from the mid-major schools where everybody matriculates together and you have 5 seniors are all starting together and they're playing good basketball. The basketball is bad. The rivalries have been torn down. The Cinderella stories are over. Make an argument for I like filling out a bracket because I might win $600 if Lucy from The Office that didn't think to just pick all the favorites wins. I don't know what these mean, but if like there's numbers, I'm just going with the lower number because it feels like 1 is better than 3, so I'm gonna pick the 1. Literally, Lucy from The Office, who thought she was circling numbers, is going to beat you in the fucking bracket. Make an argument. Bad basketball, no rivalries, no consistency of players or coaches, no Cinderella stories, no buzzer beaters.
Well, there was one yesterday.
I like dog shit basketball for an entire month in March because I have no friends or a girlfriend.
You're assaulting so many people out there.
Just like make your argument for what I would like, dude, I would not waste my time watching this.
So there was a buzzer beater yesterday, which then turned into a thing. I was shocked. People were saying this could possibly be a travel. This is from the Maryland-Colorado State game.
Well, to be fair, and you showed it to me before this because I didn't see it because I am not, you couldn't pay me to watch college basketball. I didn't see this. You showed it to me before. Shocker. A lot of people that don't watch a single second of basketball before the March Madness tournament starts are up in arms because they don't know what a fucking travel is.
All right, so here's the game winner right here.
Nice shot, by the way.
Great shot, Derek Quinn.
Going left, shooting right.
Maryland. Here's another angle. Here's another angle of it.
Gather 1-2. That's bad. That's bad. That like it's not even honestly, it's not a discussion. It's gather 1-2.
I know. Great shot.
It's cool. I don't mind. Listen, I don't watch fucking horse racing. I don't care. I worked at a horse track, so I know a little bit about it. I have friends who are super into fucking horse racing, but I don't suddenly I watch a Kentucky Derby. It's a thing. Mint juleps, bourbon, the fastest 2 minutes in sports, all the celebrities there. I like it. First Saturday in May. It's fun. It's a fun sporting event to fucking tune in for. You don't have me fucking go, that's a foul. Look at him nudge him there. That's a foul. They've got to pull that off the board. We got to look under this. Stop watching basketball for a literal combined 8 hours of the entire year and then chiming in. It's gather 1-2. It's not close. It wasn't a travel. Stop bitching about it. I'm going to continue to ignore college basketball now. I was here to teach you what a travel was. I shall now return to watching spring training baseball.
Well, we talk about the problems with NIL and the new era of college sports. Here's a prime example. Right after that game, Derek Queen hits the game winner. Listen to what he said in the post-game press conference.
Someone who basketball players listen to, and what has he meant to you guys in the short time he's been with you?
First, he do pay us the money.
So he's asking about what the coach means to you, and his first response is, I mean, this is almost awkward. He did pay us the money.
First, he do pay us the money. And then so we got to listen to him, and we all trust him because he's like a player coach. and then he want nothing but the best for.
I mean, I've never seen. Think about this though. In all sports, you never see them be like, "He paid us the money." Like,
But he's a fucking kid.
no. I'm not. That's what I'm saying. He's a child. You can see.
Yeah.
But I'm not dissing him. My point is, you've never seen this because, like it's a like your first reaction about your coach shouldn't be like, he paid us. Now he's a 19-year-old kid, so he's going to say something stupid. So I'm not blaming the kid. What I'm saying is it's an overall problem of the sport, guys. It's a serious problem. Like, you got to just make it. I don't know, a club sport, whatever it is. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, they still got the big TV deal. I don't know. I don't know how the future plays out on all this stuff.
It just keeps going in this direction. Because I am a sports fan that appreciates, basketball. Like, I love the game of basketball. I am 10 years removed from giving a fuck about this because it was already bad and they just made it worse. Like, I understand 100% that the NCAA had ludicrous rules. Like, you can't fucking get a job and you can't whatever. So these kids are like fucking poor and blah, blah, blah. And I just said, just a stipend, give the kids a stipend. But now we got to the point where everybody, and listen, I understand that there are people who I get that because I read my fucking DMs from dipshit idiots. I'm a woke fucking libtard. I know I'm a woke fucking libtard, but I'm not the woke libtard who's like, pay all these young black athletes. It's supposed to be student athletes. You're supposed to go to a school for the education and to be an athlete there. If we had stuck to that premise, there was a chance to make all of this where you are tied to the educational institution that you're playing for. But that's so far gone for so long now that there's no putting it back in Pandora's box. It's a joke to have any of this have college in the name, university in the name, any of it. This has nothing to do with education at all. It's a weird, shitty minor league basketball tournament.
Yeah. It's definitely not heading down a good path, and it hasn't been for a while. And the one thing you always had though, throughout all this, was March Madness and the Cinderella stories and all that, and now that's been gutted, and it will be gutted. That's just not good. That's not good. You really was the best thing about sports is parity and having a chance, man. You just need a chance.
And we'll get the call to the hotline. Man, you guys don't understand, though. Here's what's great about college football. You'll never experience anything like the Grove on a college football Saturday. Ole Miss has never won anything. Get fucked.
I've been to the Grove. It's cool. No,
you'll never experience anything like Duke, North Carolina, and Cameron Indoor Arena in a battle between SEC and ACC teams. Like, what are you fucking talking about? Just say, I like drinking beer. It's cool. I like drinking beer. I'm gonna fucking drink beer and watch spring training baseball today.
And like I've always said, it's cool. If you want to go to games, cool. If you want to go, cool.
But that's fine.
That's
do
fine.
Whatever you do. Yeah, listen, guys, like I know guys who
tailgating and like all that. It's fun.
Listen, I know guys who fucking do a ton of shit under the guise of like it's just them masquerading, boozing and partying and whatever. Half the guys I know who fucking golf don't even really golf. They just fucking want to get drunk. Half the guys I know do like anything. Great. And that's fine. Just say that. Just say that. Stop acting like college football and college basketball and all this stuff is in any way, shape, or form superior to anything. I like going to get drunk outside of a college football stadium. Great. Great. Just as long as you admit it's dog shit. I like drinking fucking Maker's Mark with a little mint and a little simple syrup in it. But I can also admit I don't give a fuck about horse racing. I don't fucking pretend to know about horse racing. Horse racing should be shut down because the horses just die like every 8 seconds. It's cool. But like the horse racing fans who are like, it's the sport of kings, or the boxing fans, oh, it's great. Boxing is rigged. Just say you like hanging out on a Saturday night. You like being the guy who spends $75 on the pay-per-view and having all your boys over for pizza and beer and smoking fucking weed.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's cool. It's
cool.
Great. Just stop pretending it's not a fucking joke.
Yeah.
College athletics is a fucking joke. And you know what's proof of that? You guys don't know what a travel is. Stop watching basketball for 8 seconds every year and pretending you care.
Let's get to a call. 310-359-8365. That's the hotline.
Prano, Ruther, it is your number one bud tender dirtball, Luca Cash Money calling. In response to the previous episode, this is a happy call today. Prano, we are very turnt in the city of Sacramento for A's baseball. I don't know what, the narrative around the nation is, oh, they're playing in a minor league stadium. I think it's kind of a novelty thing. I think it's cool. It's going to be fun for a couple seasons, but everybody that I've talked to here in Sacramento, extremely turnt. With that being said, I'm putting out a call to all Sacramento dirtballs. Let's get an unofficial, official Watch Prano Watch Baseball going. Dirtball meetup at an Oakland A's Mets game. You said you're going to be there for them, visiting in April. Let's make it happen. I'm officially putting the call out. That's it. That's all I got. Condoms are for haters of small markets.
I sent it to you and I don't think we touched on it. They sold out every fucking game.
You're right. We didn't touch on it.
They sold out every game of the entire Sacramento A's, Vegas A's, former Oakland A. I don't know what they're going by right now. The Athletics season is sold out. I am so fucking you want to know, I'm way more sick of it because it actually happens in a sport I care about. I'm so much more sick than I am of college sports fans pretending that they give a fuck. I'm so sick of Oakland A's. Like, bro, the team doesn't exist yet. They do not exist as a Sacramento version of the A's. They do not exist. They sold out all of it. You're selling 2,000 tickets to your major league ballpark talking about the owner this, the owner that. They're ripping this team away from us. Sacramento is like, we love it. We can't wait to watch baseball. In a minor league ballpark, which I agree is for sure a novelty and is ludicrous and should never exist for a long period of time. But they sold it out. Every single ticket for 81 games is sold out. You guys didn't sell out a game. You didn't put as many people in Oakland's football stadium as they are putting in a minor league ballpark. Sports fans love to fucking act like they support when you take some shit away from them. That's not how it works.
I think it's pretty cool. You have a minor league stadium with professional talent. Like that in itself is cool to see. Obviously, it's spring training. That's why there's such an alert for spring training. But you get to see that now for 81 home games. I think it's great.
I'm going. Watch baseball. It's mid-April. I'll be there. They're doing a 3-game set. I've talked to my buddy I talked to Ian in Tahoe, who's, an hour and a half or 2 hours or whatever from there. He's like, are we just going to the whole series? I'm like, let's fucking do it.
I think it's cool.
I love it. I always try to go to ballparks. This is a ballpark I can check off the list without it's not even going to count toward my fucking things. I'm going to have to go to a Vegas game in a couple of years, which, again, by the way, they're going to build a Vegas ballpark. They're going to sell a fucking shit ton of tickets there. Vegas is going to be turned for it the same way Vegas is turned for the Golden Knights, the same way Vegas is turned for the Raiders. And Oakland, you had a borderline historic, borderline legendary franchise, a franchise that they were in Philly as the Athletics. They come there, they win titles. They're in the 70s. They're this big fucking deal. They have, the Bash brothers in the 80s. They compete for the World Series in the 90s. You guys, you have Moneyball. You have decades of playoff teams. Oh, we didn't spend enough money to actually win the World Series. Okay, you're a fucking small market team. But guess what helps? Going to games. Steve Cohen, who bought the Mets, has a ton of money. Last year, the Mets had a rough start to the year, come on strong, and there was a lot of conversation about how few tickets the Mets sold, despite the fact that they were in a playoff race. What did Steve Cohen do? Did Steve Cohen shame his fans? No, Steve Cohen spends every single day trying to come up with a reason to get you to the ballpark. Not all of them are fucking great. I don't think they need a dance team, but they have a fucking dance team. All of a sudden, there's a fucking light show every game. There's a pyrotechnic show. He's trying to make it an experience. He's not going, our fans don't come, get fucked.
What's interesting too about all this is that we always say baseball needs to kind of go back to its roots or look at its minor league teams as almost a guiding light. And you see it here. They're selling out a minor league park. You see those minor league deals or promotions that crush, that are fun and crush, right? They make sense. And then you go, and we didn't talk about this last episode, but I'm glad we can tie this in. And then you go and you see this, and you go, there's nothing baseball about this. The Yankees will have tiramisu helmets at games this year.
I mean, Majid is furious at you right now for shaming this. Majid would come out of this with like a fucking pencil thin mustache of chocolate shavings on his face.
There is nothing that screams baseball like a tiramisu helmet. Look at this thing. Look at this.
First of all, listen. Tiramisu is delicious. Now, yeah. I don't know how ballpark tiramisu is going to taste.
But come on. Like this is my point.
I think it's just, who the fuck's ordering this?
That's part of it. You're so out of touch. Now, the other thing I saw, which sadly is not real, but I wanted
the Mets hot dog helmet.
The Mets hot dog helmet. Why can't that be?
It's about to be real.
Can we make that real? Can we make here it is. Can we make the Mets hot dog helmet real? I saw this and I was like, oh, this would be pretty awesome if they did this. But apparently this isn't real. Where is this? Just some random dudes posted this. It's got 4 million views. The Dog Bowl for $12.99. Fans at Mets at Citi Field for Mets fans can get 12 hot dogs stuffed inside a Mets helmet. Look at this.
It's so clearly AI. Look at the Mets logo. Why is the Mets logo a medieval knight's emblem? It's
we
so
make
fucking
this-
clearly AI.
The guy who posted this has 152 followers. Can we? Oh, he created it with Grok. He created it with Grok. The same way Jameis 1 of 1 figures out.
Hey, Grok. Why is there a red wooden dugout in Citi Field?
That's hilarious. They should do this though.
Yeah, of course they should.
I don't know if you remember, we were at Houston.
Steve Cohen might do it, dude. Steve Cohen, I love Steve Cohen. You see, there was a tweet the other day. Somebody tweeted at him. He was like, "Hey, Steve Cohen, I'm at the spring training game. We need to do something about the parking in Port St. Lucie." And he publicly replied to it. He goes, "When you say we, you mean me, right?"
That's funny.
Steve Cohen might be like, "Fuck it, give him the hot dog helmet."
I don't know if you remember when we were in Houston to see the Astros. It was dollar hot dog night.
Yeah.
Remember how packed it was?
Yeah.
And remember the lines to get hot dogs?
Yeah. And you know what else? The fucking Astros are good.
Yeah. Do you remember how many I put in that big old cowboy hat I had? Still have it. It's tucked over in this closet.
Little Tex.
Little Tex. I gotta bring Little Tex. I'm glad I reminded that helmet. I'm gonna put that on. I should go. Should I go pick up Isla from daycare wearing that thing?
Yeah, Little Tex picks up Isla.
Like walk into daycare. Might scare her. Might scare the kiddos.
I'm so stoked for I'm stoked for Sacramento. Here's the thing. The other thing about the Sacramento A's is all the A's fans, all the dog shit, bullshit, fucking fraudulent baseball fans looking for an excuse not to go. I bet you I would assume Sacramento is mostly A's. Like if you're a baseball fan in Sacramento, you're probably an A's fan. Like I'm sure there's some San Francisco Giants fans there, but it's closer to Oakland.
Yeah.
It's far closer than it is to like LA or whatever. I'm sure it's a mixed bag city, especially for the 2 Bay Area teams. But they weren't like, "Oh, fuck this owner. He moved them to a minor league ballpark. He doesn't care. He's not spending money." They're like, "Fucking baseball, dude. Let's watch some baseball."
Well, couldn't it be both though? The owner can be a piece of shit and also the fans can be shitty.
Yeah, that's
right.
I've said that. I've said that the whole time.
Yeah, it's not one of the other.
I've said that the entire time. What I'm sick of A's fans saying is the owner's shitty, so we don't have to care. And it's like, yeah, when you're a Cincinnati Reds fan and the owner's shitty and you never win, you're like, why am I paying to go watch them lose? The A's historically in this owner's era have been like a decent baseball club.
Yeah, playoff team a lot of times.
You're not terrible.
Yeah.
And what you should have done is you should have done what Sacramento did. You should have been like, we want a ballpark in Oakland, and we're going to show you that by fucking turning out. Instead, the one game that you sold more than 2,500 tickets to last year was your like boycott. Maybe you should have boycotted fucking bad baseball teams by showing up to watch a good one, and maybe you'd have a fucking dope ballpark in Oakland. But guess what? Sacramento's going to be turned for it, and Vegas is going to be turned for it.
I'll be curious. I will be curious about Vegas, how it works out. It's worked out for the other sports. It's
going to work out fantastically.
Man. How quickly that city. It's amazing.
Yeah, I know. It's the owner. It's the owner of the A's and the Raiders and the Warriors. Oh, there was a Bilderberg like secret meeting of billionaires where they all decided, let's get the fuck out of Oakland and go to different places. aren't our fan bases here just fucking awesome? We should leave.
We do have a hotline. It's on the screen there. 310-359-8365. Give a shout. Let us know. By the way, are the Reds going to be pretty good this year? Is Frank Conan going to make them division contenders?
I don't know. If they are, do you go to the ballpark?
Well, again, I've never made like I'm not going again. I just haven't. There's a good chance I'll go regardless, just because I got a 2-year-old now. Like she's old enough to appreciate that.
Yeah.
To some level.
I mean, she's packing a briefcase and going to fucking daycare every day. She can go to the ballpark. She's a boss baby. She fucking clocks in and out. She does a 9 to 5 every day.
Yeah, kiddo number 2 is going to start 2 weeks from today.
Crazy.
Get out of my house, kids. I got shit to do. Oh,
Daddy's got to shit on college basketball and play Papa Shot. Get fucked, kiddos.
Bro, I haven't played Papa Shot forever, for real. I'm rusty. I get back on it. Again, guys, 310-359-8365. We're at The Dirty Sports on socials.
At Joe Prano on Instagram, at Joe Prano on TikTok. Fun Jay Moore episode coming out tomorrow. We had a guest cancellation, so last minute Jay and I just sat down and talked. So it's just me and Jay. Fun show. So check that out.
Cool. You guys can follow me at Andy Ruther. And yeah, DMs are always open. Just like Tiger Woods' girlfriend's legs. Oh, snap. Oh,
she's got open door policy in and out. You can come in and out.
Love it. All right, guys. Have a great week. We'll see you guys on Friday. And
Fuck Jameis Winston.
Stay dirty.